Oh, look, flies. Not this morning, all right? Hey! Oh, talking about more. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. If I'm not mistaken, it's sunrise right now. But the sun isn't out. You can't see the sun up right now because here at Oroville Beach or beach to the beach, but Oroville by the sea, every day I've been here, there's just a cloudy thing, and you have to wait past something till the sun finally comes up. Well, that's what happens. Anyway, so I was walking during blue light. Blue light. Let me tell you about blue light. I can't shout out the blue light brigade because they should be. Maybe they're still here. The point is, in blue light, what you do, blue light is like the dawning happens. The dawn happens, and then about 20 minutes into the dawn, I call it blue light. They call it whatever they call it, right? And then there's 10 minutes before sunrise. So that blue light period is your exercise period, right? For your physical body, get your physical body in shape, right? Or you can do it before, then I do it before. Usually, sometimes I do it. Anyway, sometimes I hear it, whatever. The point is, so my exercise this morning was walking here, which takes about a half hour. No, it takes about a half hour, 25 minutes, something like that. And I've been walking faster because finally, oh man, I think if my Ayurvedic people get the feet right now, then I'll be off and running as usual. There's a fly up there. So here's the thing. My healing is coming along splendidly well. This is a Grand Rising report. Grand Rising report, what I'm supposed to do is tell you what happened, what's going on in the last 24 to 48 hours in my existence. I use the word existence because I just wrote a Consava. It's a Consava for existence or of existence. I forget what the thing is, because I wrote it. So why should I remember it if I wrote it? I'm one of those poets that actually you read the poem rather than you do the whole. Nah. I'm a classic poet. No, I just don't like to do that stuff. Okay, takes up too much of my energy. That's not the point. So this morning for this Grand Rising report, I guess I'll do what I'm supposed to do to tell you what's happened the last few. I had a splendid day yesterday. Oh, so good. I had the final session with my sound guy. You know, get sound therapy, right? And sound therapy is supposed to address the fascia, Fascia. The fascia. The fascia is that, let's call it a membrane that wraps around all of your organs, especially your muscles and your tendons and your blood vessels and your whatever is in there. It's like your internal skin. Let's put it that way. In fact, because it wrapped up so much, it's larger than your largest organ, which is your skin. That's the point. Okay, so my last session with him until maybe next year. Now the thing about the sound work, it will take effect right away, but it's supposed to over time. It's supposed to it's like you talk to the fascia and say, look, this is what's needed, and then the fascia says, oh, okay, let me tell everybody what's going on. So it goes around your whole body, tells all the organs, all the bones, everything that touches. It says, hey, look, this is what got to happen. This boy got to heal. Blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. We'll say all those blahs because it's taken a while. So it might not be, well, it's always taken effect, but it may be months and months and months before it really, like, the body says, or the other organs say, or that touches in the other vessels or whatever that touches says, oh, yeah, we remember, fascia, you still, yeah, it's still coming. See, that's how, look, I got to visualize everything in my head that's the way I operate, right? So that session is finished. I had 4 sessions? I don't know, 4 or 5 sessions with him, right? And he is a great resource. I might be able to get some contact that in the city. One particular contact, I've been trying to run this cat down for a while. We'll see what happens. If that happens, I'll be a pig in slop. Or should I make that? I'll be a happy camper. And then another whatever like that. And it happens that he knows my favorite restaurant in New York, in the Lower East Side, Caravan of Dreams. He knows that. And the fact that sometimes it's just the sound people, the people that do the sound therapy, they sometimes gather there because there's a whole association of them. They all know each other, whatever happens. Anyway, so if that happens, that's good, right? And at the same time, the same complex, a friend when I was here last time, Loretta, she wrote this great letter, this great recommendation letter that I needed. Because I was here 21 years ago. I was, whatever. I was here, and she was part of the play and stuff like that. A great person. She's actually American, but a really great person. But she's sort of out of. She's retired, but she's working on all this Sri Aurobindo stuff, right? And because we're Oroville's name, not a Sri Aurobindo, mother, the whole the connection. Well, don't worry about that part. So, but she was doing it. She's born. I think she's 82. She's going to be 83 in January. But she's born January 3rd. I'm July 3rd. So to me, it's like people say that Cancer and Capricorn opposites. They're not. They're clickers. They're their gear that puts it together like that. Anyway, so she had like I said, she was in a play. I directed in a play. We did what's it called Weird Sisters. Terry Pratchett's Weird Sisters. We did it here 21 years ago. It was a smash hit. It was really good. It was a lot of tension on me. That's why I hate being a director. Oh man, I had to deal with the actor. He died. But don't worry about that. Other great things came out of it, including meeting some really great people. I finished my conservatory today. When I go to Johnny, I met Johnny at the play. He was in the play, So every Sunday they have a meeting at Johnny. And now I do the conservatory there, and I do anyway. That's not perspective, right? So she was reading Sri Aurobindo on her radio program. Is one of the things, and then she's retired, whatever, stopped from the radio program. And now she's just, working on these projects. She's got all these websites and stuff. Then some people. Here's the way it happens to people like her, hopefully you and me. When she's doing, people say, "Oh, you should write a book. You should write a book." She's going like, "Eh." She like go like, "Eh." Everybody wants to write a book. Books. I read books. I don't write them, right? Even though I have several books that are unpublished. That don't worry about that part either. And so, but she wrote, but then an editor came to her, and then another person, a website person came in, and they start putting together this thing. So she's got a whole thing going, and see, the thing about Sri Aurobindo's stuff, think of it like when those the pi, the 3.15, whatever that mathematical thing it is, and then it exists, all the numbers, everything exists. It's like a ball, like an amateur deer, like a ball, and wherever you enter that you get lost in the maze, right? Anyway, but supposedly, well, I'll agree. I'll say all of the answers that you need, Sri Aurobindo then gave to you, right? I can't. Hey, we're in India. What can I tell you, right? So. Sun is trying to peek through, so then gave to you, but you could spend literally a lifetime with just going through all his. The library here has his work. There's an ashram in Pondicherry, right, whatever have you. But anyway, she's just staying her thing, and she's been writing some stuff and getting all the stuff, and they're putting on these websites. And anyway, what I'm trying to say is like it was a really good thing to run into her, and she don't talk to everybody. I have this history. It's very interesting. I be meeting and talking to people that don't talk to other peoples. I'm just saying, I don't know how that happens. It happens. And I didn't want to interview her enough like that. I didn't want to take no pictures but she said something very interesting. I said, "Oh, that letter that you wrote me, I think I got someplace I should send." She said, "No, I don't need to see those things. Just, I don't want to exist to the past." And I said, "Just how the things hit me." I'm going like, what? You know what it hit me? I said, but then I explained to her about being a nowist. I said, "Oh, you're like me. I'm a nowist. I don't worry about I don't dealing with the past, the Sankofa thingy. I know I got informed. Yeah. I'm not really into that. I'm not really into this. What's going to happen in the future. But I'm into the now, right? And this is interesting because the last time something like that. Well, it's a couple of times, but Robo's Rail had some sort of train mishap. Or when I get back to Cape Town, I'm going to talk to Robo's Rail and say, "Hey," talk to my contact at Robo's Rail and say, "Oh, that's the second one y'all had in some years. They had another one like that. It was in Zimbabwe." Anyway, when this guy, Joe, the train manager, for Robo's Rail, who built the thing up from it's like the rail. I'm sorry, I got to go off. Robo's Rail the story of it is it's like it's a luxury train that was the guy the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that built the thing had two children, a daughter and a son. That's why Rovos Rail is named after his daughter and his son, ROVOS or something like that, whatever like that. But he built the thing from the scratch. He took this old thing, took the train thingies, not the trestles, what they run on, the wheels, whatever, and basically started building up these cars like that. But he had help. When he said he had help, he had like most things, this guy named Joe, who was he's a poster man, right? So it's like the same relationship that happened with Dr. Christian Bernard. Had this black guy with him. Everybody thinks that Dr. Christian Bernard, with the first hard guy, with the cat that was there, was a black guy. So it's really interesting how, anyway, I got off on Rovos Rail, but I'll find out what happened with that. Anyway, so let me get back to this. So when she said that, I got this. It's like when I was with Joe on Rovos Rail. I said, "Well, Joe, how do you do it?" Man, this is late at night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I mean, it's just me and him in this car, the caboose. That it's a long story. Anyway, it's not a long story. Caboose is. If you ever have to take a luxury train ride, Rovos Rail is the one to take. So out of South Africa. So out of Cape Town, it goes different routes. Like, I have actually supposed to have a discount. I got a 10% next time I do it, and I want to do the one that goes up to the Namibian kind of thing. Anyway, that's the point. So I said, well, Joe, how do you do it? He said, well, you know what I do? I treat the whole thing as like a Shakespeare play. I don't think it said Shakespeare, like a play. We have da. Now when he said that, oh, here's the sun. Okay, when he said that, I said, "Whoa, just a second. The sun's gonna. We gotta do a sun thing in the morning, right?" So, oh man, y'all gotta see this. Well, first you take a deep breath through your nose, and then you take another explosive breath through your nose again, and then you breathe it out to your mouth. It goes like this. Okay, make sure you do your rib cage, your lungs, right? Then you face the sun, and you welcome the sun into your day. Hey, sun, where are you? I just saw you. Where are you at? It's there someplace. See if you can see the sun. Where that? I don't see it through your thing there. Oh, right there, what I'm talking about. There it goes. See the sun? It just came up through the cloudies there. There it is. Welcome to the new day. There you go. Grand Rising. So when he said that, I'm going like, of course. I'm an audio dramatist, and that comes from theater. That comes from me being not a playwright, but a stage manager. And what happens with a stage manager, which is really interesting, is the stage manager is the only person when you get a play. When you get a play, they don't have any vested interest in it. They actually are manager of the stage and all that goes with it. So like the producers want to make a lot of money out of that thing. The stage manager says, okay, yeah. The director wants to put their stamp on it. All the designers want to put their newest gadgets in there like that. The actors, of course, they want to say, how many lines do I got, like that. The playwright just want to make sure you say all his words and don't be changing his words like that. But the stage manager is the only one that says, well, these are the resources. How do I get it together? How do I make this group cohesive and move along? So that's my basic training since I was 17 years old. So when I became, for instance, arts director, they said this is art director, basically the director of the arts department. Arts department, it didn't work for years because what they did, when I first came, they had a drama and literature department. Rick was in charge of that. They had a music department. The drama literature department existed with radio drama and like reviews, film reviews, all kinds of reviews, like that. So it made sense. But then, of course, a budget, whatever have you. Then they took and folded the music department into the arts department, and then it was unyielding. People couldn't. Nobody. Rick Harris. He had gone or whatever have you. And everybody since then, when I was there, they couldn't handle the arts department. And I'm in the arts department. I'm doing audio drama. I'm doing my radio dramas. I'm that's I'm one of the troops, one of the producers, you know. And let me tell you something about, at least back then. I don't know how now with Pacific Radio, but the people who have the power and something like that are the producers. Forget the management or whatever. It's the producers, but we won't get into that. Now they got boards and stuff like that. I don't know. So I got tired. They kept on hiring these arts directors, all kind of things that were just terrible for the one. In fact, we had one guy that came through, and all he did was go to the the art, when you have an art opening, then you have the wine and cheese. Or you go there and just drank wine and ate cheese. Nobody was administering the department, tending to the needs of the producers. Let's put that. Music would get in, people would take the music and go off with it, right? Not even get to the regular producer. Books would come in. You had a lot of book reviews, but books would come in, and people would take the books and take it down the strand for books to go down and make money off it. All kinds of shady stuff was happening, right? And so I'm going like, but more importantly, I'm trying to do my audio dramas. I'm not getting any support right there. So I said, look, whoever gets this job as arts director, they got to at least beat me on paper. So I put in my resume, boom, and I just totally forgot about it, to tell you the truth, because I had other things to do. I was a production engineer anyway, so I had my job. And I had plans to go back to school and only work 3 days a week. Oh man, I had grand plans. Talk about oh, I was going to, as you say, really get over, right? I told me in life I'm not getting over anything. So and then what happened was it was a long process. I had an interview one time, and I said, yeah. Put on my little suit jacket and look good, for an interview kind of thing. Everybody knew me because whatever. So did the interview, went back. I'm working. I think I was working on the Outsider, a huge project. I'm in the throes of doing the Outsider. When I'm doing a play, I don't be thinking about nothing but the play. You see, this is the big problem a lot of people make, right? Like, for instance, when I was doing, I do nothing but the play, right? I mean, I get obsessed with whatever the focus is, I mean, really obsessed. Obnoxiously obsessed. And so all of a sudden they come and say, oh, you're an arts director, they even congratulate me, you're the arts director. And I'm going like, what? Woo! I said, but then I go into the buts, right? I said, but I don't have any experience. You need a manager. I don't have any experience as a manager, director, kind of director. I need to take classes. I don't you have to send me some sort of thing like that. I didn't get no answer, right? So I ended up dealing with being the arts director of the like I treated like a play, as a stage manager. My manager was stage, so I treated like a stage manager. So basically that's what I did, and that's why. Well, that's what it is. That's what I did, because I had no vested interest for myself in being some sort of grand hoo-ha. In fact, I told them I was only going to do the job for 3 years. They convinced me to do another year like that. But they didn't understand. I was an audio dramatist. At that point, talk about obsession. I was totally obsessed with the art. Totally, I still am with audio drama. If I go someplace, first thing I look around and say, how would I do an audio drama here? When I get any space, I say, how can I do an audio drama here? That's all my brain it's just like that. It's amazing, right? So anyway, so I ran a department like that. So when Joe said he really liked things, I said, oh, of course, because I had been doing that anyway. So, why am I telling this long story? So I think a lot of the stuff, like when you have these when people take these politicians or whatever have, they write it like they think what a politician's supposed to do, or run a business like a business person is supposed to do. And a business person can't run a country like a business, right? Just like a military person can't run a country like a military, like you captain. It don't work like that, or you can't run, you can't run a company like it's a military. Everything's different. But the only discipline, the only person that has a sort of background that can run everything, no matter what it is, if they they come from that point of view, is a stage manager. In this stage, I'm an all right stage manager. I wasn't a great stage manager. In fact, I had all kinds of things happen to me. But what I am, I'm a good production stage manager. To put on events and stuff like that. Oh, the boy good, right? Real good, right? So anyway, I don't really do that anymore, So my point really is that a lot of things that's happening in the world, I think it's because people are in it for their own agenda, their own agendas, you know what I'm saying? And they're not in it to look at what it is and then to make it better. And by making it the best it could be, then basically, I guess you elevate you. If you're doing something, if you're making something the best it could be, then you're the best that you can be because you help something to be the best it could be. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying something like that. But I'm saying all this because in talking to Loretta yesterday, I just got this. It's like, really, wow. And she gave me this Sri Aurobindo book. Oh, that's why I was going to get the whole thing. She gave me this book, one of the first books she wrote on Sri Aurobindo. And she gave me 2 copies, one for my wife. She wrote for my wife, so she's going to get one. And I realized that I got a lot of revelations here. And this trip to Orwell has been, these few months has been amazing. I mean, my Bell's palsy is almost gone. My face is getting better. I guess so I get better. I like to see what happens. I'll be back to my. I can't really tell, but I can still see this little swelling there inside. I can feel like that, but that's going away. I guess the fascia will start dealing with that. I got another protocol that I'm doing now. I got a letter today to do that. So I just finished that. I'll do that today and Saturday. I have that protocol to complete. That'll be doing something, and then I'll do my what do you call that? My Ayurvedic and the massage to the very end. Then when I leave for the States, there's a lot of exercises I got to do, including what the sound guy was telling me, stuff that I could do, for the spine and stuff like that. And I'll also be doing certain exercises to get my muscles back, get some muscle on my skeleton. And of course I'll be doing some work. But what I realized, and this is the whole point of this Grand Rising report. Sorry so long. So basically, I got the physical together, the mental. I know what my purpose is like there. The spiritual. With this book that Loretta gave me, I have the time in Virginia to really delve into the book, and so Sri Aurobindo is one of those things where that's a spirit. I can deal with another spiritual level. I always do numbers. The numbers are a spiritual thing to me, but also I want to do the Mayan thing. But I think I'll figure it out. But this is what I'm trying to say. Blue Light Brigade, if you haven't left already, if you're still here, let me say what it is. We got our purpose. We got our mentally, we got it together, right? Physically, every morning we got to do whatever. It's the spiritual element that you got to focus on for your own thing. You can't follow my path. You know what I mean? I'm just your titular head, which means that I'm just right like that. But you got to find your spiritual thingy, right? I don't know what that is, but you'll find it. I have confidence. All right, talk to you later. Bye.